You are tuned into the King LiKuiD Show, and I am your man, King LiKuiD. That's LIKUID, the K for the King, not the Q for the Queen. How's everybody doing on this third Sunday? Reggae, Afrobeat, Jazz Sundays, hashtag Raj Sundays. Hope everybody had a good week this past week. Hope y'all were able to prosper and overcome your challenges and anything that may have been placed in your way that caused you from reaching that specific goal of success. Remember, success is achieved moment by moment, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, decade by decade, and so on and so on. So this Sunday also, too, family, is King Sunday. Tomorrow is going to be the celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and we're going to celebrate that tomorrow. So I want to get into this week's edition of King's Decree. And our King's Decree this week actually has direct impact from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So family, let's go ahead and get into this week's edition of King's Decree. Family, this week's edition of King's Decree, on the King's Decree this week, as we are reflecting on the celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., I like to refer to this as King Sunday. And I, King LiKuiD, decree that it is time for us to follow the wisdom and the guidance of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and go to Washington and get our check. But I also decree that while we are going to Washington to get our check, we don't stop building our own checks, and we do not stop paying ourselves. Family, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., as we all know, was assassinated. But I think it's never really understood why he was assassinated. Or let me back up and rewind and say Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., his assassination was associated with a narrative that was a lie. You see, family, in the popular consciousness, in the popular mind, everybody believes that Dr. King was killed because he wanted black people and white people to be together. He wanted the intersectionality, as we refer to it today. And while that may have been true in the beginning with Dr. King had a rude awakening. And that rude awakening was as he began to do more research and he began to see just how deep white imperialism went here in America. He began to realize that, this is more than just racism. Racism is a shadow. It is a smokescreen for something much darker and much sinister. And the name of the game is get money. See, now, once Dr. King realized that, that's when he really became a threat. Because you've got millions of people that are listening to Dr. King, following Dr. King, inspired by Dr. King. But when Dr. King said, we're going to go to Washington and get our check, shortly thereafter, he was assassinated. And that should reinforce for us, family, that we have two Americas that we live in. Some people say black America and white America. Yes. I like to take it a step further and say an American white imperialist country. That's one America. The America of white American imperialism. And the second America is the America of American patriotism and idealism. The America that black people have always been a part of is the America of American patriotism and idealism. No one champions freedom. No one champions respect. No one champions freedom of religion. No one champions humanity, which are the principles that America says to the world that we are the leaders. We will not play second fiddle to anyone when it comes to freedom, when it comes to humanity, when it comes to opportunity, when it comes to all people being created equal. These are the truths that America champions. But we all know that white imperialist America does not believe in any of those things, and it never has. And so Dr. Martin Luther King represented a warrior of American patriotism and American idealism, a warrior that represents honor and the real code of what America is about: justice and truth. This is a part of our legacy as foundational Black Americans, and I'm proud to have it. I'm proud to own it, and it shows us the direction we need to move in. We must vote Black economic empowerment in 2020. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. wants us to go and get our check. And that message was hidden from Black America for a long time. Nothing scared white imperialist America more than Black America saying, we're going to get our check. And that's what it's time for now. Black economic empowerment in 2020, reparations for foundational Black American people, tangibles for foundational Black American people. And family, I'm going to end this week's King's Decree by let's all take a listen to the great Dr. King and hear it from the horse's mouth. I want y'all to hear from the horse's mouth. I'm not just whistling Dixie. You see, family, every year we all hear about I have a dream, I have a dream. Why don't we ever hear about it's time to go to Washington and get our check? Every year, I have a dream, I have a dream. Never, it's time to go to Washington and get our check. It's never, it's time to go to Washington and get our check. So let's hear the speech from Dr. King. Let's hear it in his own words. And always remember something, family. And this is something that has always resonated with me. Before Dr. King passed, he always said, I fear that I have integrated my people into a burning house. Let's listen to this excerpt from Dr. King, family.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And this is what we are faced with. And this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington in this campaign, we are coming to get our check. problem. At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And this is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
Y'all heard it with your own 2 ears. You heard it with your own 2 ears. It's time for us to go and get our check. That has been this week's edition of The King's Decree. I'm your man, King LiKuiD. Thank all of y'all for tuning in this Sunday as we remember our great inspirer and elder, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Family, let's get on back into the music. Let's get on back into the mixing. This is Third Sunday, #Raj Sundays, reggae, Afrobeat, and jazz. Always remember, y'all can come and visit me online, www.thekinglikuid.com. That's TheKingLiKuid show.com. And the King LiKuiD Show is intelligent, independent, black-owned community radio. That means I need y'all support. Please come to my website, scroll on down to the Patreon link. There's a little area that says support us, and there will be a Patreon link there. And you can click on that link and you can sign up and support my show for as little as $2 a month. $2 a month is all I ask. So let's get on back to the mixing, family. Appreciate all of y'all tuned in. Hope this music that we're going to get into is going to get you going and get you moving. This is the King LiKuiD Show, and let's get this mixing on.